Hello from Disney's Hollywood Studios. I'm here tonight with Mom and Dad and some amazing friends. We're excited just to hang out and have a full-on Hollywood Studios evening. We are planning to ride Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway in a little bit here. That's where we're making our way to. It's been a while since Mom and Dad have been on that one. And then I'm excited. I'm going with my friends tonight to 50's Primetime Diner. I have not been to, or what is it called? 50's Primetime Cafe. I have not been there in a couple of years. It's been a while since I've been there, so I'm excited to get back there. It's gonna be a good night. So we are here on May 26th, and they actually still have one of the May the 4th Star Wars shirts. This is one that my dad got when we were here on May the 4th. So you can still get it after the fact. Look at that. And they also have the sweatshirt as well that they had, and a couple of the Been There series, Starbucks cups, a hat. So look at that, May 26th. Today was also the day that the live action Little Mermaid movie premiered, and they now have the meet and greet here with the live action Little Mermaid. So I wore my Sebastian shirt because I'm in theme, but
where's she meeting at?
She's meeting at, it's the place that Sully used to meet and greet inside of Walt Disney Presents down there, but she's gone for the evening. So I guess it's just like daytime that she's here. So we're not doing the meet and greet today, but we'll have to come back. I want to do like a whole Little Mermaid themed day on the day when I go see the movie. So I'm planning that.
We were at Disney Springs earlier, John and I, and so many people were bounding as Ariel because the movie was premiering down there. Yeah.
I know, I wish I would have made it opening day, but I was busy this morning. It's so windy. Oh my goodness.
I know, my hair is blowing.
But we will plan that day for soon. It is so windy out here. Oh my goodness. Okay, we are going on Mickey and Minnie's.
Oh, hiya, folks. Want to take a ride on the train? Excuse me.
Here comes our train. What do you think, Rosie? Hi, Mom and Dad.
That's right.
Here's where
everyone to your position.
She always stops for us right here, right? Is she gonna do it?
Yeah.
She's gonna do it.
Oh, excellent. Now, let's come
Hey, picnickers! Told you nothing was gonna go wrong.
This is where they have a fun little Easter egg that spells out Mickey. You see? M-I-C-K-E-Y. An artful Mickey. We now decided we walked down here to Star Wars Launch Bay because none of us have really been back here in a while. And there's reminiscing happening of what's now the Club 33 inside of Brown Derby. Used to be the Catwalk Lounge. My parents are saying it used to be a bar up in there, and they missed that. Yeah, it's literally been so long since we've come back here. And they have Star Wars Launch Bay, and Chewbacca is still meeting. Oh, all of them. Darth Vader, Chewbacca, BB-8, they all have their meet and greet back in here. Here come Donald and Daisy. They're coming out for their meet and greet. Hi. Who is that? Okay, so we're walking into Launch Bay. Who remembers? Let's have a moment of silence for when this was the Animation Academy. Everyone remember Animation Academy? That was the greatest thing. Yeah. That was the greatest thing. And this just makes me so nostalgic walking through this park. If they could, they now have Star Wars Land. Here's my thing, hear me out. They have Star Wars Land. Let's just all focus on Star Wars in its proper land and turn this back into Animation Academy. I know we have the experience at Animal Kingdom, but it's just not the same. And this also is historic because this was a real animation studio for the Disney company here. So this is what needs to be the Animation Academy. That's what I want to have happen. I want to manifest that. When you would like to plan your next Walt Disney World vacation, be sure to go ahead and contact my friends at 407 and Beyond Vacation Company. Their team of travel professionals can take the stress of planning off you so you just get to relax and enjoy your family's vacation. You can get a free quote from them anytime at 407vacations.com. Let's check and see if this is really a 15-minute wait for BB-8. I don't think it is. I feel like it's right as soon as you turn this corner. We're gonna save BB-8 for another time because our reservation is coming up soon and I'm starving. We are all very excited for this experience. It's been at least a couple years since I've been there. My friends that I'm with, they recently went and said that it is so good, the 50's Primetime Cafe. And also, my name, I'm with my friend Megan. We have an item on the menu at this place. You will see. Look at this. So cool. So if you ever need a quiet spot in Hollywood Studios, come inside the launch bay, because this is like nobody in here. Now that the actual land is open, nobody comes over here. Like, people come to do the meet and greets, but they're just like in lines for that. But all like these exhibits and everything, there's like nobody. So if you need a quiet spot in Hollywood Studios, just need to grab some air conditioning, head to the launch bay. That's what we've determined. That is until they make it back into Animation Academy, which they're not. But you know, that's what in my mind, I would like that change to happen.
Here's where you used to get on the tram.
Really? Oh, this was like the exit of the tram? Or no, this is where you got on?
When you rode the tram for backstage studios.
Wasn't that? It wasn't always here, was it?
Yep, right from the beginning.
Yeah. Okay, it is food time. We are going to 50's Primetime Cafe. So if you don't know, this is meant to make you feel like you're dining in the 1950s, inside of somebody's living room.
Yeah, so I'll take that.
Okay, our table is now ready. So with this restaurant, this is 50's Primetime. It's meant to make you feel like you are dining inside of like a family member's house. So like all your waiters are like your cousins, or they treat you like, you know, your aunts or the mom. It's that type of atmosphere. But yeah, they definitely kind of poke fun at you a little bit as you're dining, and you get in trouble for if you have your elbows on the table, things like that. So it's definitely an entire experience, but just the atmosphere in here, you have to see, like, they have TV sets and everything has that classic like 50's vibe to it. It's so cool. Like, look at this, they have this kitchen set up right here. They just said, welcome to mom's house. So we have the QR code right here to scan the menu. So we're here for dinner. And then
You said they were good?
the onion rings are good. That was the hit. So let's see, they have appetizers. We'll do a little pan through here of the menu. Now, here you go. Are you ready for this? Everybody ready for this? Entrees. Oh, there's our mom.
Well, here now.
Yeah. Okay, so we've been greeted. She said you definitely came back for the food, not the service. Okay, let's look at the menu, and then here, is everybody ready?
Go ahead and get your homework done, both of you. I'll be back in about an hour and a half to take your order.
Okay, that's good. We got time to decide. Here it is. Cousin Megan's traditional meatloaf. I have a menu item here. We're excited about it. Except I'm not the biggest meatloaf person, so it really doesn't like have that much of an appeal to me. But my friend had it, and she did say it was amazing. I like meatloaf, I just have to be in the right mood for it. So I don't know if I'm gonna get it or not. Then we got desserts down here. Let's just do a peruse of everything. There we go. The whole menu. So we got our, yeah, it was stumped. Our waitress didn't have it correct.
Let's re-rack it.
And action.
One on the side. And take two.
Take two. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We have onion rings. They've arrived. Look how beautiful the presentation is. I just can't even believe this. So excellent. So here I ended up going with the chicken pot pie. It looks so good. Here we go, presentation. We got the hot roast over here, another chicken pot pie, and then the salmon. I almost went with that. Salmon is another go-to for me. It looks like it has a good sauce. You'll have to let me know how that is. Yeah. Very good. So of course we had to get some dessert. We have the sundae here with hot fudge, and then we got the apple crisp down here. Which looks amazing. Yeah, this is cute. You can kind of see now a bit better the setup. They have these TVs playing all vintage videos. Just look at all the fixtures. This is all things that like you would have at, you know, your grandmom's house, your great aunt's house. Okay, so we are gonna end the night with Slinky Dog Dash. We'll have to talk in a second about our meal. But yeah, the food was really good. It's definitely an experience in there. And it took kind of a long time for service, but food was definitely very good. It was a relaxed evening with, you know, a little bit of heckling from the service, which is part of it. So it was fun. We had a lot of good laughs. Here comes There's our ride. Our Slinky Dog. Here we go. It's been a while since I rode this at night. And we're off again.
Here we go.
Oh, it's so fun.
We got a real rat in the middle of Hollywood Studios. Hi, baby.
Hello from Editing Meg in the future. So I realized in this video I didn't give a proper outro to talking about the meal experience. So I want to go ahead and do that now and just get ready because it was entertainment. This was one of the craziest dining experiences that I've had of recently at Walt Disney World. We had a great time because I was with good people and, you know, we were hanging out, having good conversation, getting to relax and catch up. So that was nice, but the actual dining experience, I wouldn't rush back to 50's Primetime Cafe. And I will preface this with the food was very good. I really enjoyed it. The chicken pot pie that I had was delicious. All of us really enjoyed our meal. So food quality is good, but I have a hesitation in like saying this and promoting, oh, go to this restaurant, it's the best thing ever. And I say that because you saw my one friend at the table got the pot roast and he loved it. He said it was very tender, melt in your mouth. Meanwhile, we got to talking to the family that was sitting next to us for the majority of our meal. The father over on that table, he had got the pot roast and he said they're Disney Vacation Club members. They've come here for years and have always had a great experience there. His pot roast, he was showing us, it was just like fat and gristle the entire thing. And I felt so bad. He never sent it back or really complained. He kind of showed the waitress at the end, but it didn't really seem like they did anything about it. I don't think they comped him that meal or anything. So we were then a little nervous because, like I said, somebody at our table got the pot roast, but he loved it. He said that his was a good cut. Little hit or miss there. But yeah, thankfully, all of the items that we had were really good. The onion rings, they were a standout from the appetizers. And I don't typically seek out onion rings, but my friends were telling me, oh, this is so amazing, like try this. And oh my gosh, they weren't kidding. Like they weren't greasy. They were just like a really nice, crispy onion ring. They were great. So we had some winners food-wise. So now we're coming to it. What was the crazy part of our experience? The atmosphere is, I mean, they're putting on a skit basically around you the entire time. That is what you're walking into with this restaurant, is that everybody is like playing a part. Like your wait staff is your crazy aunt, your cousin. They heckle you throughout the meal. They tell you get your elbows off the table. If you're looking at your phone too long, they scold you about that. Our waitress also made a lot of references, like, you know, referring to the fact that she really didn't care. She's like, well, here's your meals. If you got an issue with it, like, you know, just deal with it. Which wasn't the best because we knew the table next to us actually didn't have a good meal. But them giving you like the bad service is actually part of what you're paying for. Like that's kind of the ambiance of the restaurant. And so you have to know that going into it. You kind of have to go into the meal with that mindset of it being a goofy experience. I say all this because I don't think a lot of people realize, like, if you were just coming on your first trip, like you just planned your trip and just picked this restaurant, like I realized the only reason that me and everyone at our table like knew what the premise of this restaurant was is just because we've been Disney goers for years and knew that this is a thing that happens here. But I was thinking about it, like if you were just coming on your first trip and picked this restaurant, there's nothing really like in the advertising beforehand that like tells you that this is part of like a skit. And I go into mentioning this because then at the end of our meal, we had a new family sit down next to us, and you could tell they were like first timers. They all had actually the first visit buttons on, and the waitress came over and kind of started doing her skit of like throwing the silverware down and was just like elbows off the table, this and that, doing the bit. And the family, the look on their face was actually like, oh my gosh, like, you know, is she serious? And it like took them a while into the meal, I think, until they were like connecting, like, oh, like she's being paid to treat us this way. It's really a very odd, I'm shocked that there's not more issues that arise from this restaurant. So PSA, public service announcement, if you are going to 50's Primetime Cafe and they're treating you terribly with terrible guest service, know that that is part of it. It was definitely chaotic though the night that we were there. Like aside from that, we had to wait. When we arrived, they told us that they were running about 20 to 30 minutes behind. And you know, that happens, like we're not gonna hold that against them. But then like once we got seated, it was just like everything took a long time. Like we were in there for well over, it was close to almost 2 hours that we were having our meal. And it was just like there was a lot of like dead space in between. Like they brought out the drinks and then instantly the appetizer. And then we had like well finished the appetizer, and it was almost like 40 minutes until we actually saw our food. And then like she came around and asked if we wanted dessert, and we ordered dessert, and then it just like wasn't coming for a very long time. So I get that they were backed up and everything, but yeah, it just kind of was a different meal experience for Disney, you know. And then like you go to try to ask the waitress something and you're like, you're a little intimidated. You're like, I just don't even know what response we're gonna get. So it was just in general a chaotic night. I feel like at 50's Primetime, maybe it's not always like this. If you've dined at this restaurant recently, leave some comments and tell me what your experience was like. Additionally, that first party that was seated next to us, it was a family of 4 who, like I said, we were talking to them, and it turns out they were actually a family of 8. They were here on a family vacation, and they had this reservation booked, and Disney, like, I don't know what happened, but they were not able to seat them together. So they had taken like half of their party and seated them like 20 minutes before they then seated the other half of the family who was sitting next to us. And it just kind of was chaotic. We felt really bad for them. They had a lot of little kids, and you know, while the one table was trying to eat, they were like passing the babies like back and forth between tables, and they were seated like all the way separate rooms of the restaurant, and the families, you know, trying to dine together, and they really didn't get to dine together. So that was kind of disappointing to see that. I don't know the full story of what happened there, but it just definitely seemed like service-wise something was off at this restaurant. I always want to be transparent and, you know, honest in my reviews on the channel. So that is just what I'm putting out there, that yeah, 50's Primetime Cafe, while we had a good time, like this was not the be all to end all Disney dining experience. The service definitely seemed like there was something not right on the evening that we were there. But yes, with that, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. That was my recent 50's Primetime Cafe dining experience, but let me know your thoughts below, because yeah, I want to hear some other stories from your experiences. But I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you for watching. Please like the video, leave me some comments. Those things all do go a very far way in helping to support me and the channel. And with that, make today magical. I'll see you soon in the next video. Bye!